Can you explain the LLC setup process step by step? Sure. We've set up over 4,500 LLCs for people to manage their digital assets. Again, if you want to work with us to do it, if you use the code 50OFF, 50OFF, DAG-LLC at digitalfamilyoffice.io, we do it for $2,000. But if you wanted to do it yourself, you can. You would go to the state of Wyoming, you would file with them, you would get a registered agent, you would file with them, you would go to the federal government's EIN website, you would file with them. Once that's done and approved, you would go get your certificate of good standing from the state of Wyoming using your articles of organization that you received from the state. After you filed it with them, they're going to give you a number that you're able to look up the registry with in order to get your certificate of good standing. Once you have all those documents, you would work with an attorney to draft an operating agreement with special provisions for the digital assets to make sure that you are operating compliantly and you have thought through all of the considerations to be able to manage digital assets in your holding company. So get the operating agreement. When you move the assets in there, some people are going to tell you that you need to go set up a bank account and buy a cold wallet and transfer your stuff over. I think that's a bunch of extra steps that you don't need to do. I would rather use the assets as the capital contribution to start the business. This needs to be a single member entity, or again, if you're in a state where a qualified joint venture works, you can also do a family limited partnership. It's a lot more complicated, probably going to cost you a bit more on the operating agreement on that one for you and your family. And you're going to have some other considerations about, when people die or partners want to leave or different things happen. When you move the assets